Okay, let's dive right into Psalm 57 for this deep dive. It really takes us on quite a journey, doesn't it? From feeling completely overwhelmed, looking for shelter, all the way to this, like, really solid confidence and even public praise. So the big question is, how does the psalmist make that kind of dramatic shift?
Well, what's fascinating, I think, is it's not just about escaping danger. It seems to be about finding this fundamental certainty inside, even while the danger's still right there. You see it right at the opening. That powerful image of refuge, the soul hiding in God, saying, I will take refuge in the shadow of your wings until the disaster has passed, seeking shelter in the storm, basically.
Right, right. And from that spot, that place of seeking shelter, there's this really direct plea. I cry out to God Most High, to God who fulfills his purpose for me. It feels super urgent,
Yeah,
targeted.
absolutely. And the help he trusts is coming is, well, immediate and personal from God. He sends from heaven and saves me, rebuking those who hotly pursue me. But notice what he says God sends. It's God sends his love and his faithfulness.
Ah.
So the rescue isn't just like an event, it's described as these core parts of God's character coming to help.
Okay, but then the description of the threat, wow, it gets really intense. This isn't vague at all. The language is so sharp, so visual. I'm in the midst of lions. I lie among ravenous beasts, men whose teeth are spears and arrows, whose tongues are sharp swords.
Mm.
It's pretty extreme imagery. Lions, spears. What's that telling us?
Yeah, that language really makes you feel the danger, doesn't it? Fierce, predatory, aimed right at him. But what's amazing is how right after painting that picture, he just pivots straight back to God.
Right away.
Instantly, repeating that plea, almost like a defiant statement. Be exalted, O God, above the heavens. Let your glory be over all the earth. It's like the sheer intensity of the threat just triggers this immediate focus on God's, you know, transcendence, his
Yeah, like
bigness.
looking square at the worst thing forces you to look up to the highest thing.
Mm.
And it's not just lions in general. He mentioned specific calculated traps, too. They spread a net for my feet. I was bowed down in distress. They dug a pit in my path.
Exactly. These are concrete attempts to trap him, to bring him down. But then you get the twist, and it's a big one, but they have fallen into it themselves.
The classic reversal.
Yes. And it implies, divine intervention, the harm they plan backfires. And that little word Salah right there, it feels like a pause button. Like,
Huh.
hey, you, listener, just stop and absorb that turnaround for a second.
That turnaround seems key, because what comes next is this huge shift inside the psalmist. He declares, my heart is steadfast, O God, my heart is steadfast.
Mm.
Repeating it like that. It feels like more than just stating a fact. It feels like a choice, maybe, a decision.
I think so too. It's not just I feel steadfast, but maybe I choose to be steadfast, possibly because of seeing that reversal. And importantly, that steadfastness isn't passive. It leads straight into action. The very next thing is I will sing and make music. It's this bold, active resolve.
Mhm.
Awake, my soul, awake, harp and lyre. I will awaken the dawn. This isn't quiet faith. This is faith making noise, greeting the sunrise with music.
And it's not just personal praise either. The scope is huge. I will praise you, O Lord, among the nations. I will sing of you among the peoples. Why go so public, so global with it?
Well, he gives a reason, and it connects right back to those divine qualities earlier. For great is your love, reaching to the heavens. Your faithfulness reaches to the skies.
Oh.
So the inner steadfastness leads to this huge outward praise, and the scale of the praise matches the infinite scale of God's love and faithfulness. It completely shifts your perspective.
And then it all wraps up by circling back to that powerful declaration again at the very end. Be exalted, O God, above the heavens. Let your glory be over all the earth.
Exactly. That framing is so important. Starts with a plea for God to be exalted while he's in trouble, and ends with this confident declaration born from steadfastness and praise, calling for that same exaltation. So the journey in Psalm 57 isn't just from crisis to safety. It's really from crying for rescue to confidently joining in declaring God's glory. And that's enabled by trusting God's character, his past actions.
So, yeah, Psalm 57 maps out this incredible path. From deep fear, needing refuge, facing down specific threats, seeing them turned back, all leading to this declared steadfastness and then this vibrant, really expansive praise.
Which kind of leaves you, the listener, with a pretty important question to chew on, right? How does actively choosing or declaring steadfastness, even when you feel surrounded by lions or feel like there are nets at your feet, how does that become the path? The path that shifts your focus, that lets you move towards seeing and declaring something much bigger than the immediate problem.
Yeah, something to think about. The sheer power, maybe, in just declaring, my heart is steadfast.
Mm-hmm.
Not just saying how you feel, but maybe using it as an action,
Hmm.
an action to help shift your own focus away from the pit someone dug for you and towards that immense love and faithfulness that, as the psalm says, reaches all the way to the skies.